About a year ago, I guess a little bit less than a year ago, it's crazy to think I've been on YouTube for nearly a year, at least 11 months now. I created a video where I talked about the crazy things that were going on in our world and unfortunately are still going on in our world, and how environmental justice, or environmental violence, I guess rather, was playing a significant role in the racism and everything else going on. This was one of the first videos I made for sure, so quality is not great. And I guess I wanted to readdress my concerns in this video. You can watch the original right there. It's, yeah, we won't talk about that too much. In all transparency, I wrote this script for this video about a month ago when there was a lot more going on in the AAPI community, and that's still happening. I'm not gonna say it's over, it's never over. It's very unfortunate what has been happening recently in the AAPI community. In terms of environmental news, there hasn't been too much damage done, I don't think. Nothing popping out, which is a good thing, I guess. But there's still bad things happening that need to be talked about, and that's why I'm sitting down to make this video. And as does everything, it still has an impact on the environment. Numerous studies have shown that Black and Hispanic communities are exposed to much higher proportions of air pollution, toxic waste sites, landfills, lead poisoning, and all sorts of other industrial complexes compared to their white counterparts. And it's estimated that 70% of contaminated waste sites are actually located in those low-income communities and neighborhoods. Plus, upwards of 2 million people live within just a mile of sites that are vulnerable to flooding. And the majority of these people are Black, Brown, Hispanic communities. But what I started to mention earlier, and something I want to expand on in this video, is how the AAPI community is impacted by this. I hope recently we've been able to acknowledge the mistreating of these people, death and violence and all sorts of stuff that we need to stop. And really, the fossil fuel market is no exception. To begin, China itself is completely overpopulated, and this means the people who live there, many of whom are Asian, are exposed to a lot of pollution. I think another side note, something we should recognize is that so much fast fashion comes from Asia, and specifically China. Think about how many times you've bought an item that says made in China on it, whether that's on the tag, on a sticker, whatever. Almost all of these products can be categorized as fast fashion, or at least we can call them cheaply made products, made from plastic, and the people that have to make them are completely overworked and not treated fairly. Again, the Asian community. Lastly, a lot of the food you eat comes from countries in Asia, as well as everywhere around the world. That's why it's really important to support local businesses, because the people there are getting overworked to make enough food for us. And I feel like it's just something we don't give enough thought to, but just because we aren't thinking about it definitely doesn't mean it's not happening. Well, I guess that was focused a lot more on the people in Asia. In terms of the Asian American community, the AAPI people, we need to recognize that they too don't get the quality of life that they deserve. First of all, I feel like no one talks about them and what they face, and therefore no change is happening. Again, this gave me a reason to make this video. As a minority, Asians face similar struggles to every other minority in the US. Things like clean air and basic necessities are not easy to obtain. And according to the EPA, in 2006 to 2008, Asian Americans and Hispanics had the greatest populations residing in countries where air quality did not meet the EPA quality standards for particulate matter and ozone in comparison to other populations. Absolutely no one should have to live in a world like this. However, if we don't start doing things differently, everyone, no matter where they live, will feel the significant impacts of our rising temperatures and climate change very soon. So what are a few things we can do? First of all, we can stop buying fast fashion. This helps both directly and indirectly. Again, we can also learn to buy local rather than foreign countries, regardless of what you're purchasing. You don't know the ethical practices that come from that product that was made in China. Just saying. Probably. If you do, and they're fine, then go for it. I don't know. Of course, we also need to start participating in protests for both the environment and the various minorities that are feeling environmental racism. We need to use our voices, because Honestly, silence is the most painful thing to hear. You know, together we can solve the climate crisis, but really only together. So if this opened your eyes to the problems we're facing, please make sure you are subscribed, and that way you can be notified whenever new videos come out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to give it a thumbs up, please feel free and leave a comment below if you feel like it. There's definitely a lot of action we need to take. I'm no expert on any of this, but I'm doing what I can as much as I can, and I hope to see you all next week. Alright, make sure to share the video as well. Okay, for now, peace.